On to France now, where a new prime minister has finally been named. And why do I use the word finally? Well, because this has happened more than 50 days since France's parliamentary elections concluded. Over 50 days. What really happened and who is the country's new prime minister? Let's jump right in. Michel Barnier is the European Union's former Brexit negotiator. And he has been named by the French President Emmanuel Macron as the new Prime Minister of France after a long period of political chaos following the snap elections. The aim basically is to end the political paralysis following that inconclusive snap election. At 73, Barnier is the oldest Prime Minister in France's modern political history, taking over from Gabriel Attal, who was, by the way, the youngest. Let's just tell you about Barnier's journey. He was elected to Parliament at the age of 27. And in the years that would follow, he would star in several French governments. He would serve as the Environment Minister, France's Europe Minister, the EU Regional Policy Commissioner, responsible for grants and subsidies accounting for a third of the Union's budget, the Foreign Minister, Agriculture Minister. So he has basically served in multiple roles and has had quite an illustrious political career spanning over 50 years. He has also served as the EU Commissioner for Internal Market and Services, negotiated extensive new regulation of financial markets after the global crash. In the year 2016, he was named the EU's Brexit negotiator after Britain's referendum on leaving the bloc. In fact, he made his name negotiating Brexit, which of course is one of the messiest muddles Brussels has faced in recent years. He was the European Union's negotiator during the divorce talks with Britain. After Brexit, Barnier turned his attention back to French politics. In the year 2021, he failed in a bid to get his Conservative Party's nomination for the 2022 presidential election. And cut to 2024, he has been named as France's new Prime Minister. He has spent most of the past 15 years working at the EU headquarters in Brussels, where he led the EU's talks with Britain over its exit from the bloc. Now, what are his plans from here onwards? Barnier outlined his priorities during the handover ceremony with his predecessor, Gabriel Attal. Standing next to Attal, he said, I'm quoting, "The French expressed their need for respect, unity and appeasement." Barnier has said his tenure will be about addressing as much as we can the challenges, the anger, the suffering, the feeling of abandonment, of injustice running through many of our cities, suburbs and rural areas, quote unquote. He further said, quoting further, schools will remain the government's priority, before mentioning his other main priorities being access to public services, day-to-day security, controlling immigration, as well as employment and purchasing power. He said that he would listen to all political groups, citing healthcare, security and jobs, as well as reducing the country's excessive debt as priorities. The attention will now turn to Barnier's ministerial appointments, which Macron must approve. Michel Barnier has his task cut out. He has been tasked with forming a unifying government in the service of the country. It is an uphill battle. After all, he has to run a country riven by deep political fault lines. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.